Hi, it's Luke here from Proactive Reporting, the instant reporting app supported by England Rugby and RugbySafe. And we're into the big one now, which is concussion tracking. And this is obviously very important to get right because it's part of the app that we're very proud of and it's helping the game we love become safer. So here we go. The best practice for this is to create an incident first. Now, I've done a video on this previously, and if you look in the description of this video, you will see a link to that. So I suggest you go and watch that first. That does the bulk of the work for you. And obviously, once you're practiced at creating instances, then it's easier to add a concussion. Simply go to the submitter report, go to add a concussion. And as you see here, there will be a list of instances that have occurred that are related and are ready to have a concussion added. When you create that incident, if it is a head injury, it will actually ask you to add this at the end of the process so you don't miss it or forget it. But if for any reason you're coming back and adding it in, then simply go in and find the event. It will bring up the details of that event. It will ask you the symptoms related to the incident that suggested a concussion and are the reason that we're putting the individual on the GRAS return to play protocol. You then simply add the details of the guardian or the player. If the player is under 18, it will be the guardian details. If it is the player themselves, you can put their details. And what that will do is start the process. As soon as you hit start tracker, it's going to send that individual an email and a text with the stage, which in this case will be obviously stage 1 of the return to play protocol, and will allow them to follow the process. The important thing then is that that person is responsible. So if we're saying it's the guardian, they are then responsible for making sure the individual, in this case, that had the symptoms of concussion, is following the protocol correctly. But it gives them all the information. It gives them a day-by-day update as required in terms of emails. So at the end of every stage, they get an email to remind them of what they should be doing, what they should be looking for. And it will also mean that they can share that information with someone else. So the important thing is only the individual that gets the email or the text will be able to progress the person through when requested that's had the incident and allow them to move along the protocol. But along with that report having in it the GRAS documentation, you can click this link and you will see that. It also has a link at the bottom to share the basic information. So should that child or individual be playing in other teams at school or clubs, then the guardian can simply click that link, that will be saved, and they can then send that by WhatsApp or email to anyone else they think should be aware of the state of that individual, so that there isn't any danger that person goes off away from the club, away from the place of incident, and goes and does any activity that they shouldn't according to the stage. So that, just to stress, that person that gets the link will only be able to see the stage and the information. They will not be able to progress the individual. That is simply down to the guardian, so that they make sure that safeguarding the health of that individual is being looked after as well as possible. So there we go. Once you've created an incident, as I said, and again, I'll put the link to how to do that in the description below, adding a concussion is a relatively straightforward process, but it really does set up the individual for the safest and best return to play possible, making the game we love safer.